effect of alcohol is on various metabolic pathway, hazardous, and particularly TCA cycle is hampered by alcohol intake. How does that happen? We are going to discuss today. Inhibitory effect of alcohol on TCA cycle, certain direct effects, certain indirect effects, which we are going to outline today. First of all of you should know, must be knowing, when alcohol is metabolized, there are two steps, and in both the steps, one NADH is generated. First one is alcohol dehydrogenase, second is aldehyde dehydrogenase. But the important point here is that NADH is generated in both the steps, so NADH NAD ratio rises. So this you can see here, rise in the level of NADH, and this reversible conversion of TCA cycle may lead to oxaloacetate. Because of rise in the NADH concentration, the reaction will not proceed unidirectionally from malate to oxaloacetate. It may be halted or it may even be reversed, because as you all know, in any reversible reaction, concentration of the substrate is very important. So यहाँ पर NADH ज़्यादा हो गया, so malate will not be converted sufficiently to oxaloacetate. Result, this is an important step of TCA cycle. So TCA cycle में यहाँ पर एक ब्लॉक लग सकता है, लग जाता है. Another next point. So first we talked about malate dehydrogenase catalyzed reaction is hampered. Second, you all know very well, I'm sure, that alcohol leads to deficiency of vitamin B1, that is thiamine. This occurs because of decrease in the absorption of B1 caused by alcohol. And secondly, alcoholics, they suffer from multivitamin deficiency because they have got a preference for drinking rather than eating. As a result of B1 deficiency, certain enzymes of which B1 is coenzyme, they get hampered. They get less active. One of those enzymes is PDH, pyruvate dehydrogenase, and as you can see, what this enzyme does, pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A conversion. This is actually a multi-enzyme complex of which B1 thymine pyrophosphate is an important part. और अगर B1 deficiency हो गई, this reaction will be hampered. Decreased, sluggish will become this reaction. So acetyl coenzyme A की availability कम हो गई. So as we said, अगर first reaction के precursor ही कम हो गए, the very first reaction of TCA cycle, that is acetyl coenzyme A plus oxaloacetate to citrate, that will become sluggish or will be hampered. I repeat, not only acetyl coenzyme A but oxaloacetate concentration also has fallen. So the first and the foremost step of TCA cycle will be hampered. Another point, B1 is also coenzyme for this enzyme which converts alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A. This is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Like PDH, it is also multi-enzyme complex, and B1 is an important coenzyme for this. तो अगर B1 ही नहीं होगा, don't you think that activity of this enzyme will also fall down? Yes, it will be. So this conversion will also become sluggish or maybe hampered. So you see now, TCA cycle is being inhibited at various steps. Not only concentration of initial precursors, acetyl coenzyme oxaloacetate is falling, but an important regulatory enzyme of TCA cycle is also inhibited. What will be the result? 1 inhibition here, 2 here, 3 here. the TCA cycle, obviously it will become hampered. Now, one more point, alcohol causes fatty liver in long standing cases and it may lead to cirrhosis also. So इसका क्या रिजल्ट होगा? If alcohol cirrhosis हो गया, so ammonia level will rise in the blood. So ammonia level will rise and that is what is called hyperammonemia. And please remember, alcoholism is the most important cause of fatty liver in our country. And the incidence of cirrhosis is increasing many folds because of change in the cultural attributes of the society. It is no longer considered a taboo. So, just a minute. Now, what will happen? Alpha ketoglutarate. This hyperammonemia, as we said, ammonia level बढ़ गया. Ammonia causes amination of alpha ketoglutarate, resulting in formation of, I think, glutamate. Glutamate, it's an excitatory neurotransmitter itself. But at the moment, what we can say that alpha ketoglutarate is being drained off in some other pathway. Normally, alpha ketoglutarate TCA cycle में जाना चाहिए था. But now it is going for glutamate formation. So glutamate formation. So TCA cycle which should have gone like this. Now the TCA cycle, it should have gone like this. But now it is rather going something like this. And the subsequent intermediates की concentration deplete होती जाएगी. So what will be the result? Inhibition, sluggishness or rather inhibition of TCA cycle. I repeat this point. Liver damage, hyperammonemia, because as all of you know, ammonia is detoxified in liver to urea and urea is excreted. लिवर डैमेज हो गया, ये सारी प्रोसेस कम हो गई, यूरिया साइकिल वगैरह का हाइपर अमोनिया में will cause amination of alpha ketoglutarate to glutamate. One last point. Glutamate is stimulatory, excitatory neurotransmitter. It can be by decarboxylation. Glutamate can be converted to an inhibitory neurotransmitter called GABA, gamma amino butyric acid. So lots of effects are there. You know, this neurotransmitter balance that becomes lopsided. That also contributes to alcohol toxicity. And one last point about alcohol that berry we have talked about, but B1 deficiency coupled with toxic effect of alcohol, for example, neurotransmitter imbalance and other effects also. So B1 deficiency, toxic effect of alcohol, they give rise to cerebral beriberi, Wernicke's encephalopathy, Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So this question, which we asked recently in some, that liver damage हुआ, how did it reach the brain? The defect encephalopathy की हुई, that is through mediation of ammonia, hyperammonemia in fact. Thank you so much.